Hi, welcome to this Partner Showcase video. My name is Guy Bartram. I'm a Director of Product Marketing for our cloud providers at VMware. And today I'm delighted to be joined by Rob Seaman from Vox Mobile. Rob, please go ahead and introduce yourself. Who are you? What's your role and what do you do?
Thanks, excited to be here. I'm Rob Seaman. I'm the SVP of Product Strategy and Innovation at Vox Mobile. So spend a lot of my time understanding needs of our customers and hoping to translate those into products and services, and a lot of those aligning with our VMware partnership.
So specifically, let's dive into what is Vox Mobile, where are you, what are the services you deliver?
So we deliver managed mobility services. So what's that?
Yeah.
Not a huge term. We see a lot of people plugging into their browser to search. But really what we help organizations do is, build, support, and transform their connected endpoints that they have in their organization. So as our name would indicate, Vox Mobile used to be really a lot about mobile devices as those were coming out, as we kind of launched as an organization, was right as the transition from BlackBerry over to iPhone, and certainly now with the tool sets that we have available have grown into laptops, wearables, and everything that we see in the environment. So we handle, the day-to-day support of that for our customers. So that includes 24/7 technical help desk, forward and reverse device logistics, managing all of the connectivity and billing that all of these things work with the mobile network operators out there. And we have asset management software as well that folds into that. And most pertinent to this conversation that we have, we help set up access controls and security into those endpoints with our customers.
So it really is Workspace or Anywhere Workspace, right? And
Exactly.
One of the key solutions in our portfolio from VMware's perspective is Workspace ONE. So what are some of the challenges then that you see customers facing, and how is kind of Workspace ONE solving those?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a lot of different terms that we use internally for this, and really what it comes down to is the continual increase of devices that people are bringing and the complexities that those add into organizations. So if we think about traditional IT within an enterprise, whether it's in-house or it's outsourced, it was really built to manage things that don't change a lot, right? So we think about laptops, pretty sturdy. We're going to keep those 3 or 4 years, Wi-Fi access points, printers, right? All those sorts of things. But as mobile starts to come in, it's very different, right, for organizations. So we have all of these different manufacturers, all of these different operating systems that need to be supported, and they've become mission critical devices. So, we think back 10 years, mail contacts, calendars, my phone didn't work, I have a computer, right? I'm fine. But now, we're deploying these, amazing applications on these devices to people in the field that when they go down, they really can't do their job. And then added with those devices traveling around so I can do my job is a lot of security threats that pop up for different companies out there. And that's where we really come in and help them solve it, the tactical component of it, but then more importantly, as we shift to it, how do we start to manage more and more of our infrastructure with this investment that we've made in Anywhere Workspace?
Yeah, and the infrastructure, as you say, right, doesn't stay still. It's constantly evolving, constantly changing. New versions of iOS come out regularly, Mac OS, Windows OS, and then
you can't stop them a lot, right?
Yeah.
Here they come.
It's a lot to test if you're having to do that manually yourself, and also to provide access to those critical applications, whether they're on-premise, in the data center applications, or SaaS applications.
Yes, absolutely. All of the above. Hopefully more and more as we get our customers going to cloud. And even those traditional verticals, right, that were very hesitant to do that. That's been a lot of the transformation work that we're doing really with FinServ and with healthcare now, right, that are starting to embrace that cloud first mentality, as we used to call it. And that's a big shift for them, right? So not even just proving that it's securing it on the endpoint, but making sure that kind of going soup to nuts that full infrastructure that we're putting into the cloud is meeting their unique security requirements.
Yeah, and I guess if an organization's investing in that cloud transformation, that digital transformation, having access to the applications often comes as like an afterthought to, you know, we actually want to transform these applications first, but then it's like, how do I provide access to my mobile workforce for those applications? Okay, you can provide the access, but then how do I secure the access, more importantly, and track and log and manage that, particularly in a multi-cloud world?
Yeah, and you know, and I think if we even back up, perhaps, or maybe not back up, but insert a step in there, right, is that traditional approach as we go through IT, right, is let's build the infrastructure and then let's bring in these applications and then test them and talk through the components that you just discussed there. But we're missing the step where if IT is too slow, we're going to get shadow IT. Right. So you're not giving the sales team the application that helps them do their job. They're going to find a way to use it anyway. And that's where we start to come in as well, because organizations are saying, how do I scale, you know, to vet all of these applications to bring them in.
So how has your partnership with VMware over the last few years, how's that kind of helped you address those challenges?
Yeah, you know, and we've been partnered with VMware since before the product was VMware, since AirWatch. So it's really been fundamental as we work through, you know, with our customers, that we have this toolkit that we're able to give them and build the technology on. And by and large, VMware continues to be our most popular offering that we have. And I think it's really because one, we've got great brand recognition throughout the industry, right? So people are coming to us and specifically asking. And two, the reactiveness that we see to what it is that the enterprises need the tool set to do. So the VMware toolkit and Anywhere Workspace continue to evolve, right? So as those new APIs come out, right, they're becoming almost immediately available to manage the devices. And really, you know, we were talking earlier about the OS versions, right, that are coming out. The majority of those we see with robustness of VMware were supported day one. And for all those reasons we've been talking through, it's very, very critical to organizations that they have a tool that is that responsive. Yeah,
and you think about the complexity of, you know, it's never a blanket rollout of one thing happening. It's customers bringing their own devices. It's or, you know, customers having their own devices, or it's IT rolling out new devices and they're rolling out different versions of OS all the time, constantly. So you've got hardware and software to be testing. And if you think about the multiple combinations that could possibly be, could be in the hundreds of different varieties and flavors that you could see. And that's just the mobile device management software problem. You got the whole kind of identity and access management solution on top of that, which, you know, I know VMware obviously Workspace ONE provides that uplift. So it's an inclusive strategy, which you guys are delivering then from the mobile all the way up to the application, and obviously not just the mobile, the desktop, the laptops, etc.
Yep.
So what are some of the results then that a customer could sees by working with Vox Mobile? You know, if they come to you and they're middle way through a cloud strategy and they've got a mobile workforce out there, you know, how can you help them?
Yeah, and you know, really the three key things, right, that we do, which is build, support, and then transform, right? So, you know, we focus our services solely on managing these endpoints. So, you know, all the other items that we see out there, you know, we don't support within an organization. So you're going to take your printers, we're not going to take your Wi-Fi hotspots or any type of those. And that's because mobile is so different and these connected endpoints are changing so much, right? It really becomes a full practice to keep up with those. And so as organizations come to Vox Mobile, right, it's one, because they've realized that they can't continue to support it themselves and or don't have a desire. It becomes uncost effective for them. And also a lot of our customers that are coming to us for the first time are somewhere on the scale of going through a bit of that transformation. So there's typically an activity that's happened that's then launched them to say, okay, we need to bring in a bit of expertise, and that becomes our build, right? But more to the point, I think, of your question is what's that second tenet? And that continues to be the transformation, because these things are never staying still. And what's great about bringing the VMware entire family of products to our customers is that we can continue to bolt on and configure these solutions as they go through that transformation and continue to manage their growth.
And is there any kind of particular example that you maybe want to zoom in on a success that you've had recently with a customer?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, one that illustrates this very well is a very large US-based transportation company. So particularly doing, long haul trucking that we see in the industry. And this was a customer that actually had been working with VMware. And they were working directly with VMware, and were very quickly able to identify Workspace ONE is definitely the product that we need for your goals. But you guys need a lot of help, right? If I sell you this right now, it's going to sit on a shelf for 2 years until you guys figure out how you can really enable this into your environment. So the VMware team reached out to us and brought us in, and it was really interesting. So, we don't necessarily put it in this perhaps frame of thought as we think through transportation, but it's a very heavily regulated industry, right? So we usually will say, FinServ, right? Those sorts of things are regulated, but so is trucking. So we've got a lot of safety regulations. How long can I be on the road? How long have I slept? What's the weight of my load that I have? And then there's other attributes that become extremely important to, the support centers and the logistical centers that are managing this. What's the weight on the truck? How much gas do I have that's left in the vehicle? When am I going to have to refuel? How's that going to impact my route? So they had all of these separate systems. How am I managing fuel? How am I managing weight that were installed in their vehicles? And then we had really rudimentary tools that they were using, like paper and logbooks to track to track these logs. And what happens is, people forget to do that, or people drove too long, right? Because they're like, well, I'm almost to the hotel. I'll go 45 more minutes, right? And then there's back end ramifications that we have. So we were able to partner with VMware and really consolidate all of this down to tablets for them. So we work with a lot of different application manufacturers, and then we're able to manage that with Workspace ONE. And that really became Build, right? And their ROI that they saw was, a 300% reduction that they had in costs. And we were seeing that they were, 22% more fuel efficient, which was wild from bringing this in. And that became their initial build that they had. And now we're continuing to go through transformation with them. So we're starting to bring in the Horizon product into them as well. So we solved the truckers, but now we're thinking about these logistical packing centers, right, that they have. So where do the trucks go to go and get the next load? And that's all being managed with a kind of very complex set of traditional laptops that are going around. And in some cases, if I can't find the laptop, or I don't have the right laptop, I don't have the information that I need when the truck comes in. So we're now kind of bringing the rest of this infrastructure in, and putting a VDI component on top.
Logistics and transport is an area of massive growth with Internet of Things and meters and temperature gauges, all sorts of stuff. Like you said, fuel optimization. Are they on the route they should be on? Are they using the van for personal travel? Are they keeping their speed regulated? All that sort of thing. And it really helps, one, keep compliant, and two, save money and optimize costs. So it's a fantastic story to hear that, how you've grown that portfolio for them and really helped them manage that. And you mentioned one thing, so I was going to zoom in on this, Horizon, right? So I gather you have some upcoming VMware offerings that maybe you want to talk about, Horizon being one of them.
Yeah, we're really excited this year to launch. So we've had managed Workspace ONE for our customers for going back to AirWatch, right? As we said earlier. Yeah. But we're really excited now to have, built the expertise in-house and really upscaled our teams to now actually be able to offer managed Horizon offerings to our customers as well, because they fit side by side so well. So now we have Anywhere Workspace, and now I'm actually managing a physical laptop, right? If you will, and managing it. But now let's start to manage the data, right? And as we continue to evolve, right, and we can read all the analyst articles out there, that really is the nirvana a bit that we're going to, is then we will eventually become less and less focused on what is the endpoint and making sure that we actually are just securely accessing it, any device, anywhere, anytime. And this is another step in that evolution that we can bring to our customers. And running a help desk, as we stated before, the Assist product is of particular interest to us. So, we've said one use case, and I think you can probably get our customers that are coming to us are very, very, very concerned about the end user experience that they're getting on these devices, because they are mission critical. And the VMware Assist product is another way that we can, more quickly resolve those issues and have minimal impact on the users in the field, and allow them to do the work that the company needs them to do, not troubleshooting a mobile device.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. So let me just take away perhaps some of the product names and look at like the capabilities that you're offering, because there might be people out there who aren't familiar with what Workspace is, or Horizon, or Assist. So tell me if I miss anything. But from a mobile standpoint, we have our mobile device management solution, which is wrapped up in Workspace ONE. That also provides mobile application management as well, and things like secure storage on your mobile. You then have the ability to provide SaaS and publish SaaS applications, and any application, right? If it's a custom application, even in your data center, but particularly things like Microsoft Office and any CRM systems, stuff that's essential for the sales cycle and other projects, other departments you might have. So you can publish those and manage those across any device. And then also you're able to manage the security, the upgrade, the access to those kind of privileged parts of those devices that are holding that corporate data. So that keeps it secure and safe. Now flip across to the other side of that, which is I want to give you a desktop. I want to give you a desktop into whatever appliance you're using, maybe a desktop on your desktop, or it might be a desktop in your computer at home or whatever, or a desktop on your corporate PC. But these are virtual desktops that you're delivering with the Horizon portfolio, so they can be delivered anywhere. And obviously you can then help manage the applications being published into them with the same solution. And you can then troubleshoot and provide assistance and reach into anyone's device and assist them in real time with the Assist solution. Did I miss anything?
Absolutely. Well, in case anyone's personal privacy antennas went up, we put in there that this is also very layered. So when we talk about Assist in particular, right? So one of the great strides that VMware has put into that product is allowing notifications to the user, clicking in acceptance, right? And then they're able to invite us, as we like to call it, into the devices to troubleshoot them.
Yeah, that's essential. That's absolutely essential. You're not the NSA and snipping around devices when you shouldn't be. Okay, great. So let's look at your value proposition. So if you were to wrap up, like, what is Vox Mobile's key value proposition to customers, and why should customers work with you guys?
Our ability to be able to support these connected endpoints anywhere in the world, right? So regardless of what country I'm in, or my home country, or where I live, I can get a streamlined, specialized support for these connected endpoints that is really tailored to the use case that we have out there in the market. So the way in which we bring in this support even down to the help desk is very tailored for our customers as well, right? So if they should only be in the field, you only want 10 minutes of support, and then we ship a replacement, we're able to do that. Or different segments, right? Let's take an hour, let's try to figure out this root cause. We're really built for that white glove support around these field workers.
Okay, so you mentioned something that's interesting. So you're able to provide that global coverage, wherever that mobile workforce is, and today, we could be anywhere. Where are your customers then? Because you're North American based. Would you say your customers are primarily North American, or are they a mixture?
It's a mixture. So mainly global multinationals make up a huge part of our customers that we have. Our biggest kind of, if we think of headquarter base, we're pretty even across Europe and North America being on there. And then our kind of smaller use cases and customer base that we have being Asia Pac, but certainly have that out there as well.
Good to know. Good to know. And Rob, lastly, how can customers best find out more about Vox Mobile and get in touch with you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. Tons more information on these products at voxmobile.com, and ability to contact us there if you'd like to discuss further. And you can follow us on all social media channels at Vox Mobile.
Brilliant. Rob, thank you very much for your time today. It's been very good to talk to you and find out more about Vox Mobile.
Thanks, you as well.